Welcome to another episode of the KAWmedy Krow Podcast. I believe this is episode 8. It's a different episode today. This is in honor of Nick Lanni, Lanni. I've been saying his name, Lanni, the entire time I've known Nick. He never corrected me. I would always present him up on stage. I found this out last night at Derby's that I've been saying his last name incorrectly all these years. And it's funny because he was just the nicest guy. And like Amy met Nick, and he never corrected me on his last name, but I found out it's Lonnie, and that makes more sense because like
2 N's.
Yeah.
And who knows if it's an I or Y.
Well, it said in the news it was an I at the end, but on his Facebook it says Lanny.
But then there was
on Instagram.
There was like it was one of them that they were different.
Yeah, Facebook it has a Y, but then on Instagram and the news it's an I.
Okay.
Yeah, so Nick was so clever. I'm going to blame him for not being able to pronounce his name properly. But this is an empty chair with KAWmedy Krow for Nick. We were going to have him on the show down not too long from now, but we're going to have him on the show right now. This is a nice little remembrance and giving thanks to everything that he did. If you never met Nick and you're seeing this for the first time, I mean, what were your first impressions of Nick when you met him?
I mean, I really didn't know Nick very well, but he would come to Solaris and he always had his setup. He was very
professional.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say that's not the direction I'm going with the conversation. It's just I mean, he had his thing. That's what he did. He came in, he had set up his video, his audio, and he just had like a sequence.
A routine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was very...
Got his little soda.
Yeah, he would always get... he'd always drink soda, Coke or Dr. Pepper, I believe, but he was a big soda drinker, and he just always was helpful. At one point, like I was planning on shooting my first special, and he was like, dude, I can help you with all the camera work. And I'm like, thanks, Nick. We actually have somebody lined up, but I'll keep you in mind. And
yeah, he was always very sweet.
Yeah, super sweet guy. But it's just so interesting because in the comedy realm, comedy is known for being so cutthroat, so aggressive, and Nick was like the sweetest, nicest guy you could ever meet, and he was like just a churchgoer and just a like straight edge and just very polite and very supportive and never had anything negative ever to say. We would talk on the phone on the way home from shows, and he was just always there. And then he would go to like these rooms, all over from LA to San Diego, and he was moving up in rank and was just consistently just hitting the stage and always on the show, just driving all the time. And then it's just unbelievable that like the toxicity would never affect Nick. Like it never fazed him whatsoever. And he just kept trucking along, and like he was making moves, like he was going somewhere, and like just to have it all end after like just out of nowhere was a shock to the community of comedy. And the news feed has just been blowing up with just support for Nick and his GoFundMe for his family and the funeral and everything. And last night at Derby's, I showed up, and I was emotional and crying and talking to friends, and everybody was just shook over the situation. And we stayed late and just talked about Nick, and like that's what he would want. And like you always would stay late and talk, and I don't know, like it was just a good.
Did you want to talk about When and how?
Yeah, he passed away in a tragic car accident after doing a show here in this area at a brewery. He left sober. He was sober and was going down the 15 and was in a car accident. And it's just this is the hearsay. I don't want to go into detail of what I was told what happened, but it wasn't everything. He never did anything wrong. And it was a rainy night, and it's just a collision. It's just to crash, to be in an accident on a freeway that you use every day. Like, we're always using that road, and you see accidents, and it's always shocking it's crazy. Just my point is like, don't take this for granted. Take life like everybody, like, you never know who might be gone the next day. And
every moment is an opportunity.
Yeah.
And it is. That's like, I can say that till I'm blue in the face, but I know, as much as I try and practice that, especially as the years go by, like, I know it's so, what we have is very, very special. And we always, we do take it for granted, but it is something to start practicing, to, take a breath, take a moment, realize where you are, be centered for a moment, and just be grateful for what you have.
Yeah.
Because it is fleeting.
Yeah. Also, negativity, like, people thrive on negativity. It spreads so fast. The reaction speed, you say something negative and somebody's going to have something to fire back at you. But for example, like somebody like Nick, who was always just so polite and nice, people are like, oh, thanks, dude. It doesn't really, there's not really that instant reaction to when good happens. But then when that good is taken away, it all comes crashing, and the appreciation comes in. And so remember, everybody, it's cool to be good. Be good to each other, and take care of one another, and take care of yourself, and just
strip the ego, man, because it doesn't belong in this life.
Yeah, don't abuse. Let go. What is a Lego? My ego. Let go of your ego, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah, just let it go.
However you want to remember it.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Nick would always come to Solaris even for masquerade comedy. He would come and you put a mask on, and sometimes some people wouldn't wear their mask, and Nick would say, should I take my mask out? I'm like, if you want to leave your mask on, we appreciate it. And he would leave it on, and he'd wear it on top of his head or something. But he was just always there and always supportive. And everybody should take a note from Nick and use that in their daily life.
That's definitely a learning experience it's not similar to, but I'll just bring it up, and I've brought it up numerous times with you before, but when my aunt passed away, it always made me so angry, because she was the sweetest person in the whole world. And she did everything for everybody all the time. And it's and then she battled breast cancer and went into her lungs. She's never smoked a day in her life. And then she was in remission, and then it just kicked her ass. And then I guess what I'm saying also is it I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. It's just, it sucks, because it's those good people that slip away.
Yeah, the good people. What is that song?
Iron Maiden, only the good die young.
Yeah.
All the evil seem to live forever.
Yeah, what's up with that? You know what grinds my gears? But yeah, I had to say real quick too, before we end this short episode. I'm actually more angry than anything about how this all panned out. I'm not mad at Nick, or I'm not mad at anybody per se. I'm more mad at like this world for allowing that in particular, where Nick had everything for him and he never did anything wrong. Like, I can't even imagine anything. If he did anything wrong, it wasn't anything that
intentional.
Yeah, or it wasn't even that made it, didn't even make the list of like, or it was forgettable. Whatever he did, if he ever burned anybody wrong, I'm sure they forgave him. Like, he was just a good dude, and for him to go at such a young age, I'm pissed. I'm mad about it, and
yeah, Nick was 34.
Yeah, super young.
Super young.
So, yeah, he was in his dirty 30s. He didn't even get that dirty, man. He had so much more dirtier to get. So, shout out to Nick, man. We miss you. we appreciated you, man. And sorry, I get giggly when I start crying, but yeah, it's so uncomfortable. But yeah, dude, you were awesome. You were a good guy. All right. I think we're gonna end it there. Makes me feel like a crazy person.
A little bit like the Joker.
Yeah. I get a little Joker-esque when I get emotional. So, when you laugh so hard, you start crying, or when you cry so hard, you start laughing. But that's it. Love each other. Take care of one another. And we will see you on the next episode. This week, this Monday, I will be wearing the morph suit at Solaris. Or actually, this is going to air the day after that. But so come on down to Solaris and see what we're up to, because the following one is the comedy competition. So after this episode is a big night at Solaris with the comedy competition to see who's in the finals for Comedy Fest 2024 on May 25th. Get your tickets while they're still around. They are selling like hotcakes. Mm-hmm. And great job on...
Don't forget KAWmedy.com.
Yeah,
www.KAWmedy.com.
Yeah, KAWmedy. I'll put it on the screen. Also, big shout out to Amy. You did such a good job with the koozies that are coming out.
Oh, yeah, we have koozies.
My God.
It's pretty exciting.
First time having koozies. He
doesn't love a koozie.
Yeah, everybody wants a koozie. You need, it's like a hug for your drink, for your soda. And then also our magnet business cards. Amy made those, and we'll be putting them out for people to take at the Solaris show, and you slap them on your refrigerator. And what else is down the pipeline? We have all kinds of big upgrades and enhancements to the production, thanks to your support. And what else? We have we'll have a new backdrop. We're gonna have
right.
Yeah, with our logo. We're gonna have a welcome sign, banner. I mean, it's a lot of things are growing and good things are coming. So stick around, see and subscribe. I forgot to mention that in the beginning. I was a little too emotional, but. Subscribe and like and share this. Help us out. Things are shifting in this room. Soon it's going to be a whole new studio. Thanks for listening. Anything you want to say before we go?
Take care of each other. Be nice to each other, and let go of your ego.
Yeah, Lego your ego. Yeah, I'll double down on that as well, and
just practice.
Yeah, practice, and be happy. It takes less muscles to smile than to frown. So